British Swimming Championships. It is happening here today. We had a fantastic morning this morning with the heats, and hopefully that's going to continue right the way through the night with the finals. We have some world champions going to be here competing, hoping to retain their titles. Now, this is a selection event. There are 4 events being selected tonight over 3 different age groups. So we're going to take a look now at these events. The first is the World Swimming Championships. The World Swimming Championships in Budapest. The Europeans and the World Junior Championships. We also have selections going out for the European Youth Olympic Festival that's happening in Hungary. So they're the 4 events that are going to be selected from tonight. Now you will notice 2 separate times on your screens throughout the events tonight. One is the qualification time and the other is the consideration time. So if a swimmer wins an event outright and beats the qualification time, they will automatically be on that plane on their way to Budapest. If they win their event and make the qualification time, the consideration time, they will then be put forward under consideration to hopefully make the team and make it onto that plane. Now, guys, it's not only my voice that you're going to be hearing throughout the night tonight. We have the lovely Mr. Alan March here with me. Alan, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Now, I know what you're going to do. You're going to say to me, talk to me about this morning. And I'm going to talk to you about this morning. It was really interesting. There were several events this morning where the big name, didn't actually qualify fastest. Now, there could be a varying amount of reasons for that. What I would like to hold in my heart, what I want to say to people out there is, do you know what? We talked about this morning. We're at the beginning of a new cycle. I think we're starting already to see those ones that want to be on the plane to Tokyo. I'm not talking about Budapest this year or the events next year or going to the Gold Coast for the Commonwealth. They're talking about thinking about Tokyo already. Some of those guys are already starting to push those people that have perhaps been to Rio, perhaps been to London, perhaps been to Beijing. People are knocking on the door already and saying, we're coming. We are coming. It's our time.
I know, and that was what was so exciting about this morning's as well. You know, we had some retirements after the end of the Olympic cycle last year. We're now going into, like you said, the road towards Tokyo, and seeing those new kids come up, nipping at the heels at the big boys. You know, it's going to be fantastic to see what happens throughout tonight's competition.
Yeah, but don't let us take that as the ones that are already the seniors going and resting. They're not going to do that. Your James guys, your Adam Peaties, your Carlins, your Mileys, your Walker Hebbons, they are on point. They will be here and they will be tackling these gold medal matches. They'll be right.
I mean, they did that this morning, and I'm putting money on it that's going to be happening again tonight. Now, we had the heats this morning, obviously the finals tonight, so we've put together a little video for you guys that's going to tell you a bit more about the athletes that you're going to be seeing out here in the pool this evening. So let's take a look.
Hey, wasn't it great? Day 1 of the next 4 years' worth of journey started this morning with big smiles and a genuine belief that British swimmers are now feared around the world. Tokyo, here we come. In the men's 400 metres freestyle event, Stephen Milne finished second last year, but he's our quickest qualifier, 3:47.85 from the heats. James Guy will have to go from lane 2 to defend his title and achieve the 3:43.84 set out by the selectors. Now, in the women's 200 metres event, double Olympian Ellie Faulkner delivered almost a carbon copy of the men's 400 event before it. The 2016 silver medal winner is first in the box in lane 4. Like James Guy, James Carlin will have to defend her title from lane 2. Now, the third set of heats will turn into our final event of the night, but this time no surprises. The man that scares the world and the record books, Adam Peaty, looking good as always. The only finalist inside a minute, 58.56. The world now awaits to see what Adam Peaty can do. Every time he gets in, something good happens. Will it do it again here in Sheffield? Ross Murdoch will be in lane 5 alongside Peaty in this final. He's looking to get back the titles that he won in 2013 and 14. Now, Hannah Miley's Olympic record in the 400 IM reads like this: Beijing 6th, London 5th, Rio 4th. Her journey to Japan starts this morning with a lane 4 winning swim. Rosie Rudin has excited selectors through the age groups and goes second fastest in the senior final, a potential new dawn here in Rosie Rudin. Chris Walker-Hebburn led the charge of the men's 50-metre backstroke event. He was beaten into third, though, by Greenbank and Elwood. And Sarah Vasey swam 30.57 as she leads the athletes in the women's 50 metres breaststroke. Only swimmers from Edinburgh and Loughborough got through.
We're all very, very excited about it. Hopefully you are at home as well. And we want to hear from you guys. So don't forget, if you're tweeting, if you're Instagramming, if you're on Facebook, the hashtag is BSC17. Keep those tweets coming in, and we'll do our best to guide you through anything you sort of need to know. Alan and I'll be taking a look at that as the night progresses. And of course, it's a great way to cheer on for your favorite athletes. Now, the way tonight is going to work is a little bit different than the heats that we had today. Of course, we have the juniors, we have the Tokyo trials, and we of course have the senior finals, which are going to be happening. Now, just to clarify, the qualification times and the consideration times are just for the seniors. That is for the World Championships in Budapest. Now, let's take a look at the list. This is the list of how tonight's going to break down for you. This way, you're not going to miss any of the action. The first event is the 50-meter backstroke for the men. The women's 50-meter breaststroke. You then have the women's 200-meter freestyle, the men's 400 freestyle, the women's 400 IM, and of course, finishing it up there, the headliner with Adam Peaty, his event, the men's 100 meters breaststroke. So that's how tonight's going to work. That is the breakdown of the action. And I tell you what, you're going to see some of those Olympians from last year and some newbies who may just surprise you when it comes to the competition. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Now, we're going to be heading up to Alan now. He's going to take over from me for a moment. He's going to be talking you through the start of this event. It's going to be exciting stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, enjoy. It is the British Swimming Championships 2017.
So there we go. John Mason, I tell you what, if it wasn't for the fact that I had better hair, we'd be brothers, I'm sure. Absolutely wonderful guy, and thank you very much, John Mason. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching out there on your tablet, your phone, your computer, maybe you've linked it up to the TV, and anybody watching on the TV in general, and a big welcome to our BBC viewers to the 2017 British Swimming Championships. Myself, Alan March, in the commentary box. We've got a whole host of guest commentators coming along as the night goes through, and you see these lovely people on the screens here. These are our officials that are volunteering their time, as they do time after time, for British swimming events here. And if you want to be a volunteer, get yourself onto the British Swimming website. You can learn all about it, the ASA website as well, all the information you could possibly need. And you see the backstroke ledges go in. Swimming.org is the place you want to be. The backstroke ledges going in, what does that mean? They are the devices that attach themselves to the starting blocks. It gives you a little bit of a ledge in the water. It's pretty much doing what it says on the tin at this point. You put your little feet on it, you put your toes on it, you push away, you get a good grip off those starting pads. You might notice things are a little bit different. 2017, and it's the start of a brand new cycle. We're heading towards Tokyo. Yes, we're heading towards Budapest for the World Championships, but we are heading towards Tokyo. That's why we have some junior finals. We're really starting to nurture the talent early. 13 and 14-year-olds are qualified for some of these finals tonight, by the way. Then we've got the Target Tokyo finals, and again, that is doing exactly what it says. We are looking for the talent that might be around in 2020, but we want to know and we want to identify it right now. So that's what we're doing with those. And then of course, tonight, the creme de la creme, the best that Britain has to offer going in the senior finals. That is what we have. 3 finals for each event that took place this morning: juniors, Target Tokyos, and men's seniors. What a great atmosphere here inside Ponds Forge International Sports Centre tonight. Once again, big welcome to all of those looking at us online, looking at us on the BBC. Thank you very much for sparing your time to watch this, the biggest swimming event in the British swimming calendar. This is, of course, the British Swimming Championships 2017. We're kicking off with 50-metre backstroke action. Lane 1 for East Kilbride will be Scott Gibson. Lane 2 for St Ives will be Oliver Fitt. Joseph Small of Ellesmere goes in lane 3. Elliot Clogg, City of Sheffield, in 4. James McFadden of Wickham District goes in 5. Jarrell Murphy of Ealing goes in 6. James Eddy, Wickham District, in 7. And Scott McClay of Perth City goes in lane 8. Inside the venue tonight, 2 lovely people that know all about representing Great Britain on the big stage. Joanne Jackson and the voice of James Gollard, you might be having here in the background as well. So two very experienced swimmers who retired after the London event. They are up in the gods here inside Ponds Forge. And I'm here with you to guide you through all the races. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do using social media, hashtag BSC17. If you want to get in touch with us, use the hashtag stream as well. So BSC17, hashtag stream, and we'll see who's watching and where they're watching from. Away they go, 50 metres. Up they come, and it's all about who can get that cracking start. And here in 4, Elliot Clogg looks to have the best of the start series. 17 years of age at a 26.35 this morning, but he's starting to get swamped down on the far side. Scott McClay going very well, but again here in 4, it looks to be Clogg who's been nipped. McClay 26.23. And it's the 17-year-old in lane 8. We have to wait for the confirmed results. And here it comes, well done, Scott McClay of Perth City. It's frantic, it's furious, it's 50-metre action, and it's McClay with the victory in the junior final. 5/100ths of a second in front of Elliot Clogg, who led it for quite a way. And James McFadden finishes in 3rd position, 26.46. Everybody inside 27 seconds. There you see, McClay, Clogg, McFadden. 26.23, 2.8 and 4.6. That's what it took to get themselves in the top 3. Selections for 4 events here, as you may have heard John Mason saying at the start of the show. Not only the World Championships taking place in July in Budapest, but we've also got the European Junior Championships, which take place in Israel later on in the year. The World Juniors, some of these youngsters will fancy a trip to Indianapolis, home of the Indy 500, of course. Well, everything's quick in Indianapolis. That's in late August. And then a trip to Győr in Hungary for the European Youth Olympic Festival. It's a big chance for some of these youngsters to get big experience of a multi-sport event. That is exactly what the Euro Youth Olympic Festival will give them. So we calm for a few seconds, and the athletes for our next event will start to make their way out. So one 50-metre event done and dusted. And the Target Tokyo 50-metre backstroke event coming up next. And well, Tom Rudd of Plymouth Leander leads them out. Headphones are in. Just the shorts to remove for Rudd at the head of the queue. Behind him, who's there? So Christopher McComb of Edinburgh University. Perry Gardner, also from Plymouth Leander, he goes in 3. So there's Rudd. McComb in the red jacket, just keeping the body warm until the very last moment as he can. Gardner, Perry Gardner. James Oxborough goes in 4. The bright green cap here is Liam White of Exeter City. Thomas Gilroy of Pioneer 79 in lane number 6. 7, Alasdair Wright, Loughborough University. And last but by no means at least, in lane 8, Jacob Jackson of Ellesmere College Titans. Plenty of cheers, plenty of smiles. People like Jacob Jackson enjoying their opportunity to swim here at the British Championships. A host of 19-year-olds going in this Target Tokyo event. 18 years of age, Liam White in 5. And a couple of 20-year-olds as well. Thomas Gilroy and Alasdair Wright. As they, again, holding on to the start blocks. And away we go. So it is a chance to impress the selectors, a chance to show that they are worthy of investing time and education into, maybe tweaking what they already have, aged 18, 19, 20. Who wants it the most here at the British Championships? Who will be the Target Tokyo winner? It's going well for Gardner as they come towards the touch. And it is Perry Gardner, 26.14. We've got to wait for official times to come through, of course. But that man there in lane 3, smashing his way through the water. And the official results are now up. So Liam White, 26.34. And Alasdair Wright, 26.48. The swimmer from Loughborough University taking third place as they make their way from poolside. So there we go, the confirmed results up on the screen for you now. Perry Gardner, Liam White, Alasdair Wright. And we're going to go down to John Mason again in a couple of seconds.
Our finals done. The next one is, of course, going to be the men's senior 50-metre backstroke. That has Chris Walker-Hebburn. We've got a little replay here now from his heat today. A fantastic swim he had earlier. Is he going to repeat it? We're just going to have to wait and see. There you have it, third fastest in the final, but of course a very, very experienced swimmer. Many performances on the international scene, so we'll see what he does here. It's our first international comp back on British soil after Rio, so good luck, Chris. Let's see how he does. I got that. I can hear you. I can hear everyone in my ear.
And on they come then, the honour of being the British champion over 50 metres in the backstroke is what's up for grabs. Chris Walker-Hebburn will have to do this from lane number 3. Performances from Joe Elwood and Luke Greenback were the best of the bunch this morning. Charlie Balderson of University of Stirling in there as well. The 24-year-old will be looking to come up with a big performance. So too Daniel Cross of Loughborough University. Let's take a look at all of the guys we've got here. So Henry Chesterman in lane 1. In lane 2 is Daniel Cross. Lane 3, Chris Walker-Hebburn. 4, that's Joe Elwood. Elwood's personal best, 25.45. Luke Greenback, also representing Loughborough University these days. Charlie Balderson, University of Stirling. That's Craig McNally of City of Glasgow, the 24-year-old. And Nicholas Pyle of Newcastle gets ready to go. Pyle just 16 years of age. He's got an entry time into this race, by the way, of 26.30 from the morning heats. Nicholas Pyle has a chance of breaking the 16-year-old age record for a British swimmer. That record for an age group swimmer age 16 would be 26.27. So no matter what the results, he may not win this British Championship, but we will keep a keen eye on Nicholas Pyle for you out there in lane number 8. So Chesterman, Cross, Walker-Hebburn, Elwood, Greenback, Balderson, McNally and Pyle. And you expect Chris Walker-Hebburn to go at this, to attack it from lane 3 and show the rest of these guys that he is the man to do this over 50 metres. The world and British record stands at 24.04 from a man called Liam Tancock. And here it's Chris Walker-Hebburn powering through. And as he comes towards the touch, Walker-Hebburn 25.19. Joe Elwood, 25.70. And it's Craig McNally, 25.80. Chris Walker-Hebburn, all of his Olympic experience, and now British champion over 50 metres as well, 25.19. So there's Chris Walker-Hebburn, and he's going to make his way over to John Mason at some point, and I'm sure we'll get a chat with Chris and see and hear from him. So we'll go down to poolside.
I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, with Chris Walker-Heaven, first British champion of this competition. How's it feel after that race?
Yeah, pretty good. Had a good, comfortable swim this morning. Obviously, it was still pretty hairy, but had a shave, lost a few years, and popped out a good time, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, good, mate. Now, you'll be focusing on the 100 metres later on in the week. Any strategies as we sort of head towards that first competition back on home soil after Rio?
Not really. You know, I've changed coach, and training's been going really well, so judging by that, it should be a good swim in me tomorrow, so we'll see how it goes.
I'm sure it will, mate. Now, you've got lots of fans at home watching on the stream. Is there anything you want to say to them at all?
Thanks for watching.
Fantastic. Look, congratulations, mate. First British champion of the competition. Chris Walker-Heaven, ladies and gentlemen.
So, yeah, good to see there. Chris talking about a change of coach, and nice to see him smiling, looking up at the screen there, taking a look at the times that were registered for him. And he was happy with that, and I think that's a good thing for British swimming. That's a good thing for Chris Walker-Heaven, and it's a good thing for that backstroke event. So, yeah, Chris happy as we move on to some more 50-metre action here on the stream. As I said a little bit earlier on, if you're watching us on whatever device or whatever channel you're actually doing that on, if you want to get in touch with us here in the studio of the British Swimming Championships at Ponds Forge International Sports Centre in Sheffield, all you've got to do is take to your device hashtag BSC17, hashtag stream, send us a message. I'll take a quick look through them in a moment, and we'll read out some of the best ones we get live as we go along. Layla Black, City of Leeds here as we go into our first women's junior final of the night. This is the 50-metre breaststroke event. Rebecca Kleins of City of Leeds also is in 2-3. Katie Robertson, South Ayrshire. 4, Angrid Evans, we'll talk to you about that in a couple of seconds. West Suffolk, Monson, Annabelle Guy Johnson. She's in lane 5. Tatiana Belanogov will go in lane 6 for Guildford. There she is. The arms swinging away, loosening herself up. Rachel Taylor, City of Sunderland, 33.22 her entry time for the 15-year-old. Get a big cheer from the City of Sunderland team inside the venue in 7. And Abigail Hurst of Berkhamsted will go in lane number 8. That is the lineup. West Suffolk's Angrid Evans, born in 2003, is still 13. Her 14-year birthday isn't until next week. And here she is, with the fastest time out of the heats of all of the ladies selected to swim in this junior final. On the outside lanes, 2 16-year-olds. Guy Johnson of Munson in lane number 5 is 17. There's also a 14-year-old in this one, Rebecca Kleins of City of Leeds, 14. And she could have a crack at the age record for a 14-year-old as well. 32.21 is said record. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. Angrid Evans. How much more has she got left after that exciting swim this morning? And it is here in lane number 3. It's going well for Robertson. But here comes Evans again in 4. And these two will battle it out as they come into the final 5 metres. And she's going to do it again here. Evans in lane 4, 32.04. That is a tremendous swim, an absolutely tremendous swim. It's Evans from Robertson, from Belanogov in our first women's junior event of the evening. So Evans from Robertson from Belanogov, 32.04. Robertson 32.36, and Tatiana Belanogov of Guildford 32.46. Just 4 100ths ahead of Rachel Taylor, City of Sunderland. And the youngster has done the business. Fantastic performance from the 13-year-old. Junior finalist winner. We'll take that forward into her 14-year birthday next week, and let's keep concentrating on her. We call them the Target Tokyo ones, and obviously somebody of Evans's age will be looking even further still. There's our box carriers. They take all the athletes' equipment to and from the start and finish lines. Again, all volunteers, so a big thank you to all of those young gentlemen and ladies that assist us at these events. Out they come for the Target Tokyo final then. It's very quick, it's very frantic here this evening, as you can quite happily tell. 50-metre action to get you started. So Maisie Cousins of Maidenhead in 1, Lucy Bean of Loughborough University in 2, Grace Gilroy, Loughborough University in 3, Rebecca Burton, City of Peterborough in 4, Megan Morrison of Loughborough University will be next, she's in lane 5. 6, Anna Doherty, Bolt Metro. Lane 7 will be Sarah Tripp of Guildford, and no lane 8 in this event. So you can see the differences in the athletes there. Some are throwing their arms, some want to get wet before they even enter the water, others just staring down this 50-metre pool. So Cousins, Bean, Gilroy, Burton, Morrison, Doherty and Tripp. Always wonderful the quiet that fills the venue as athletes get themselves ready to start. And away we go then. This the Target Tokyo final. Good start from Sarah Tripp in 7. But how will they get caught? 3 swimmers from Loughborough University in this. The rest of them are all in the senior final. Loads of entries from Loughborough and Edinburgh University, and they're all in the final coming up in a few moments' time as they head towards the touch. It's going to be a tight one, this. Megan Morrison in 5. Just about gets there. Rebecca Burton, City of Peterborough, 32.35 in 2nd. So we'll wait for the official results to come through. Grace Gilroy of Loughborough University, 32.55, but that's your winner. Megan Morrison. 2 from Loughborough University, picking up 1 and 3. So there, the official results coming up. They've been confirmed inside the venue. Here they are for you at home. Morrison from Burton, from Gilroy.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 50 metres breaststroke for the juniors and the Target Tokyo. We, of course, have the seniors coming up. Now, just a reminder to those of you watching at home, these 2 events that we're having first up are not qualification events for the World Championships. But we are crowning British champions, so it doesn't make it any less exciting. Coming up next is the senior girls, so let's see how they do.
Yes, just to reiterate what John is saying there, these events are being swum. They are for the title of being British champion, but there are no qualification standard times for these. And the final 50-metre senior event coming. It's the women's 50-metre breaststroke senior final. And I actually think this will be a cracker. A new age record was set in the 17-year-old age category this morning. Imogen Clark of Loughborough University swam 30.71 this morning. That's quicker than the 30.74 that existed. So Molly Renshaw in lane number 1, representing Loughborough University. Beth Aitchison also representing Loughborough University. By the way, only people from Edinburgh and Loughborough made it into this final. Corrie Scott, the first of the 3 Edinburgh University registered swimmers. Back to Loughborough then, back to the Midlands we go. Sarah Vasey getting herself ready. The winner at the Summer Champs. Jocelyn Ulyett, also from Loughborough. And it's Cara Hanlon and Catherine Johnston of Edinburgh University as well. So the final few athletes being read out. And again, as we said, if you're sending it live to us via Twitter, we're watching you as much as you're watching us. So people like Hazel and Becky, Lisa Harris, all enjoying the coverage. So thank you wherever you are in the world or whatever device you're watching from. You took the time out to give us a watch. We are very grateful. Now, who's the women's 50 metres breaststroke champion? Vasey, winner of the Summer Championships last year here at Sheffield. This was last summer's a British Championship event and won by Ruuto Melatiti, the famous Lithuanian. Sophie Taylor was silver on that day, so Vasey got bronze in the Aquatic Centre, but going well in lane 5 is Imogen Clark. We talked about the fact that she broke a 17-year-old record this morning in 37.1 in Clark against Vasey as they come to the wall. 30.21. Smashing the 17-year-old's record, and I think that's inside the British record as well. .30.21. And it is inside Sophie Taylor's 30.56, a brand new British record. It took us just 2 races here at the British Championships of 2017, and the record books have already been rewritten. Well, some people say sometimes there's a bit of a lull after an Olympic Games, or maybe people take too long off or longer than they normally would have off here, and clearly that's not applying for Sarah Vasey of Loughborough. As I said this morning, broke the 17-year-old age record. Why just break an age record when you can break the lot? And that is what she's done. Let's hear from her.
No, I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, with not only the new British champion, but the new British record holder. How does it feel, Imogen?
It's amazing, yeah. I'm really happy actually.
Yeah, is that, did you enter this race expecting anything from it?
What, like a record?
Oh, yeah?
No, not really. I just wanted to go out there, do my best, hope for a win. It's always good racing, Sarah. I've always raced since I was little, so and it's just a great race for her.
You did a fantastic job. Thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Sarah.
That youngster there, it is warm. So, keeping the liquids coming inside the venue. We'll see our first medal presentations in just a few moments. So again, day 1 of 6 action-packed days here inside Ponsford International Sports Centre for these British Swimming Championships of 2017. And, we'll get the men's 50 metres backstroke winners out in just a moment. In fact, there they tread. Bronze going to one Craig McNally. McNally, 24 years of age, swimming a 25.80 here in this final. Craig McNally, winner of the bronze. Silver for Joe Elwood of Loughborough University. So, Joe accepting that medal gratefully. Actually, the university champion over 50 and 100 last year, but it's this man here, Chris Walker-Hebburn, that is having a golden time in the backstroke for British swimming. And handshakes all around. So, plenty still to come then. You may have joined us late, you may not have noticed those 50 breaststroke events. They went pretty quick, but we've still got the women's 200 metres freestyle coming up. We'll go into the men's 400 metres freestyle after that, the women's 400 metres individual medley, and then maybe you're tuning in and awaiting to see what happens right at the end of our broadcast here at the men's 100 metres breaststroke finals, the junior, the Target Tokyo, and of course the men's open breaststroke. Palmer, Willis, Benson, Petey, Murdoch, Atwood, Wilby, Murphy, and the name right in the middle of there is one that right around the country Brits were cheering hard during last summer's games for Adam Petey, and I'm sure they'll do the same again, event after event after event on the lead up to Tokyo as well. That's what you get, by the way. Swim hard, earn a prize. And no, just any old prize. That is a British swimming gold medal. It gets placed around your neck. And you can say forever that that was yours. So that's what people are competing for here inside Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. And on reflection, see those medals shining away in the pool, and well, a British record swim. That was fantastic. 30.21. Sophie Taylor's 30.56 from Glasgow in 2014, and well, the world record, as I have it, 29.48. So still some work to do in that sense, but there's our gold medal winner, Imogen. As we said, just 17. Double record breaker in a day. Corey Scott picking up that bronze medal a moment ago. Sarah Vasey of Loughborough picks up the silver in 30.30. But 30.21. Of note, by the way, Vasey and Clark both inside that old British record. But it's Clark by 9/100ths of a second from Vasey, and teammate hugs all around and a few friendly handshakes as well. And I'm sure Imogen Clark will be one happy lady. So Imogen Clark, Sarah Vasey and Corey Scott. So that's the short stuff done. And we turn that up to 200 metres altogether. Once again, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do. Use the hashtag BSC17, hashtag stream. And we will try and read out some of the best ones throughout the course of the night. So as you put your hand onto your device, simply send those tweets. And people like Anna, she's having a week off from swimming, yet she's sat watching the swimming. So she says massive good luck to all the Swim Wales swimmers taking part. You can see at the bottom of the screen, hashtag BSC17. If you are watching the stream, put hashtag stream as well. The same hashtag being used inside the venue, so I want to make sure we know where you're all watching from, who you're supporting. And at the moment, the venue getting ready to welcome the junior finalists for the 200 metres freestyle. Now, a lady that knows just how to swim 200 metre freestyle is a lady called Joanne Jackson, current British record holder. I'm going to say current, still. She's done that a fair while ago. She's going to join me in commentary a little bit later on for the senior final, so I'm looking forward to having a chat with Jo, now definitely retired, now a mother as well. But retirement is one thing in the very distant minds of these young ladies walking on. It's all about the start of their careers. So Rebecca Sherwin of Team Ipswich in lane 1 then. Amelia Sansom of Wickham District in 2. Stockport Metro's Elizabeth Harris will go in 3. There she is. Nikki Miller, East Kilbride, is in 4. The white cap of the East Kilbride team. Jessica Podger, City of Bristol. Eva Vickery, City of Coventry, that big red C on the hat. Sophie Smith of St Thomas in 7, and well, Tasmin Pugh of Ellesmere College Titans. You see the word Titans written across the head, and there they are. Our lineup. So the first of our 200 metre women's freestyle events. The junior one, and let's again reiterate, but junior target Tokyo, both of those have chances of progressing to events around the globe, either European or world events. The World Championships, of course, you have to win the senior final in the qualification time, or you need to then be inside the consideration time after that. You go in front of the selectors, and they take a look at how you've performed, and if they believe you can find that extra half a second or 1/10 maybe, and you might find yourself on there. But getting inside the main time, the qualification time, is the big ask here. These ladies will be looking at things like the European Juniors in Israel, the World Juniors in Indianapolis, and the European Youth Olympic Festival taking place in Győr in Hungary later on in the year. A big chance for these to experience what it's like to be away from home, be away from their creature comforts. We were talking to the head guys here at British Swimming, Bill Furness and his team, and we were talking about the amount of people that can go on these journeys with the European Juniors, World Juniors, etc. It's all about taking them out of what their normal routine is. They need to see what they're like in a different surrounding. They need to see what they're like away from their home pool. What can they do when they're traveling perhaps without their normal coach, without their normal team managers, or without their normal friends around them. It's an interesting experience, because if you're going to progress as a swimmer and you're going to travel the world, you have to be ready. You have to be used to being away from all those creature comforts. We might let you take your teddy bear or your favourite blanket, but other than that, everything becomes very different as you progress through the world of swimming. First 100 coming to a close, and good swim down the back 50 from Nikki Miller, looking very strong. And well, it's Miller who takes it, 2:02.58. It's Miller from Pugh from Podger. So there they are then, Miller, Tasmin Pugh and Jessica Podger. Elizabeth Harris missing out in 4th position there by 1/100th of a second. Just goes to show you how much these junior and target Tokyo finals mean to the ladies and the gentlemen that are taking part in them. as those junior finalists make their way out of the water. We'll get ready to welcome the Target Tokyo finalists in just a moment. So on the opposite side, you always see the spectators. These are the swimmers, all huddled together in their teams, in their clubs. Some just relaxing, chilling out, some concentrating, trying to focus on maybe the events that are coming up in front. So keep those tweets coming into us. Carolyn Dorr watching the stream, eagerly waiting for the 400 metres free. Again, if you're watching it on the stream, BSC 17, keep the word stream in there as well. Jack Ainley, good luck to Harry Devlin in the 100 breaststroke a little bit later on, watching from the Netherlands. So Darcy Deacon there in 2. Anna Featherstone of Sheffield was in 1. Candice Hall, there she is, just crouching down to get some water from the pool. Hall of Loughborough in 3. Georgina Boyle of Bath University in 4. 5, Holly Hibbert doing just what Candice Hall was doing. And it's Hibbert representing Stockport Metro in 5. Maya Westlake on foot already onto the start blocks, keen, eager, wants to get it going. Alice Deering goes here in 7 for Loughborough University. And Mari Davies swims for Bath University in lane 8, the distinctive blue cap of the Bath University team. And again, right across the line. That's what our officials are watching for, and away they go. Who's got the better of the start as they come through 25? It's the swimmers on the near side who haven't got off half badly at all. Darcy Deacon, City of Sheffield. Coming up to the 50-metre turn, and it's the 3 on the near side of your picture. Featherstone, Hall and Deacon in lanes 1, 3 and 2. Through that 25-metre marker, the red marker right down the spine of the pool. This time heading back to home. 100 metres, the halfway point of the race. It's going to change a little bit here. Boyle has got herself up into 3rd. Westlake has got herself up into 2nd, but it's Candice Hall, 59.23. 19-year-old leads the race from Maya Westlake. And she continues to hold that as well. So Westlake, Hall, Hibbert, and here comes the battle then. Back down they come. It's all change at 150. Westlake in 6, now being challenged again by Hibbert. The swimmer from Stockport Metro in 5 with the blue cap, now coming up onto the shoulder of Westlake as they come to the final 10, and it's all about these two. Westlake, Hibbert, as they come to the wall. Great finish from Holly Hibbert. A final 35 metres to be proud of. It really was from the Stockport Metro swimmer. 2:00.58. Westlake 2:00.72. And Boyle in 4, 2:01.45. So a big, big finish from Holly Hibbert. So there are the official results on the screen. Hibbert, Westlake and Boyle. So as we see the ladies make their way out from the Target Tokyo finals, let's go and hear from John Mason.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The juniors and the Target Tokyo competitions for the 200-meter freestyle are finished, and we're now heading into the senior competition. Now, this is the first of the qualification events that's happening here at this competition. So we've got some pretty famous people here who are going to be swimming in this competition and, of course, this event. We're going to take a look now at Jazz Carlin. Jazz Carlin, a very, very experienced and very well-decorated swimmer. She's the Welsh record holder in the 200 meters. She's also the 2012, she came 6th in this event. In 2014, she won the silver. In 2015 and 2016, it was the gold, and she is the current reigning champion. So, is she going to be able to do it again? We're just going to have to wait and see. So, it's heading back to Alan. See you then.
So, indeed, John, the reigning champion over 200 metres, but alongside me, I get some really good guests in this gig, I really do. Alongside me, the lady whose name appears in the record books, at least the British record books. Hello, Joanne Jackson.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right.
Good.
Good, how are you?
Really, really good. What an amazing start to the
Yeah,
finals.
excellent.
Such a good evening so far, but this one, passionate about the 200 metre freestyle, really looking forward to seeing how these girls get on, especially Jasmine Carlin after her brilliant races last year.
Give me a game plan. You're going into a 200 metres, Joe Jackson. You're ready. Give me a game plan.
To me, the 200 now is a sprint. You know, it never used to. It used to be more of a middle distance event, but now you've just got to get in there and give it everything. You know, you've seen these, you know, the world records, 1:52.98. You know, that's not going out slow. So you've really just got to go out fast and try. And that third 50 is so important in that 200 freestyle. You've got to keep that pace. If you drop off too much on that third 50, that's when some of the other girls may then start to pick up and come through. So that third 50, stay really strong. That last 50, you just give it everything. You know, 50 to go. Then legs need to keep going. That, you know, it's going to be hard down that last 50, but, you know, they need to get out there quick and really hold on to that back end.
OK, we've got Georgia Coates, Jasmine Carlin, Lucy Hope, Eleanor Faulkner, Catherine Greenslade, Jessica Jackson, Freya Anderson, Camilla Hattersley. Pick me a winner.
Oh, it's going to be a tough one. I'm going to say Jazz Carlin. I'm going for it. She did look, you know, a little bit tired this morning, but was she taking it easy? She could have been taking it easy, but, you know, she's going to be on a high from last year. You know, she's coming out of an Olympic Games with 2 silver medals. The crowd are here supporting her. She's going to want to get in there and swim fast.
She certainly is. So the reigning British champion from Glasgow last year, London before that as well, and a silver medal in Glasgow before that. So this is the chance for the hat-trick, Joe. Talk to us about the elation of being a champion.
Oh, it's amazing. You know, I remember coming out of the 2008 Olympics, going into 2009. You're on a high, you know, you want to get in there and keep racing fast. And, you know, these girls are going to do that. Jazz Carlin, obviously, Ellie Faulkner, who was at the Olympics as well last year for the 4x200 freestyle relay. And this event is really open at the minute for these girls. You know, some of these younger girls really need to start coming through on this event, because that 4x200 freestyle relay is a great event to be a part of. So to see these younger ones coming through, that Freya Anderson is still very, very young, 2:01 in the heats this morning, so it'd be great to see her coming through to that team.
The Lucy Hope came second in the Target Tokyo final last year. Here, she's swimming in the final, so that's is that not proof of what we're trying to do with those Target Tokyo and those junior finals? We're looking for the future. Let's take a look here at halfway. It's Ellie Faulkner, of course, plenty of experience herself here. 57.14. Second, Lucy Hope, 57.30. Third is Greenslade. Then it's Jessica Jackson. Jazz Carlin here, Joe, down in 6th.
Yeah, to me here, Ellie Faulkner is looking really, really good. You know, Lucy Hope also, it's very close to here. It is Jazz is out of it at the minute, but to me, Ellie Faulkner is looking so strong. Final 50 metres to go. It is going to be very close. In lane number 5, Catherine Rees had a brilliant third 50 there, but it is Ellie Faulkner really is digging in deep in this final 50 metres.
So coming through then, Ellie Faulkner, silver medalist last year. Is she going to take gold here as they come towards the final 15? Faulkner led at 150. And Ellie Faulkner in lane 4 looking brilliant, Joe.
Yeah, what a swim here for her. Final 5 metres, she has led from the start, 1:57.88. What a swim there for her. That is smashing the times that she's set over the last couple of years. Personal best there for Ellie Faulkner. She has swam so well here. I know she's had a few illnesses over the past couple of years, so to come here and win that and smash it 1:57.88, she will be so pleased with that. Russ Barber from the city of Sheffield worked so hard with those guys there from Sheffield, so to see her go that time is brilliant, but to see 4 girls under 2 minutes is a great race there.
Yeah, absolutely. That record of yours, 1:55.54, you're not even sweating.
No, I'm sure it will go at some point. We haven't got Siobhan Marie O'Connor in here tonight. She didn't do the 200. She's very close to that British record, so over the next couple of years I can definitely see that going.
So there she is climbing out, Eleanor Faulkner. So a top performance from her. We'll pick up, she's meeting John Mason and getting a few embraces. Jazz Carlin being one of those who's congratulating her, and up in the crowd, and maybe a few people who didn't expect that result to come in, maybe, Joe.
Yeah, a little bit of a shock really to see that, but I'm so proud of Eleanor there to get that win in a time of 1:57.
Thanks very much, guys. Yes, I'm here with the new British champion, Eleanor Faulkner. Silver medal last year, big love from the crowd. What's it like to come back and win the gold?
I'm just shocked, to be honest. I've been trying so hard. And I wanted to break that 58, and I've been wanting to do it for the past few years. So I'm really happy to do that, and just got to keep moving forward now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got other events coming up this week. You're doing it in front of a home crowd. What have they been like getting behind you?
Them little Sheffield guys up there. I can hear them earlier. Oh, so cute.
Fantastic superstars of the future. Look, congratulations, new British champion, new personal best as well. You get off and enjoy yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, Eleanor Faulkner.
Hey Joe, do you know what? She seems pleased as punch. British champion, finally getting past that personal best of hers. Tell me how she's feeling right now.
Oh, you could see there in that interview, she got really emotional there. You could see that she was welling up a little bit, but I'm not surprised. She's had a tough couple of years. I know that she struggled with a few illnesses, and she's really struggled to keep that training up. But her and Russ have got a great relationship there at Sheffield. They're obviously doing something right, and that's a personal best for her. And I know she's wanted to get under 1:58 for a long time, and she was way under that 1:57.88. Hopefully that will give her the confidence now going into the 400-metre freestyle later in the week, which we know she's very strong at.
Talk to me about, obviously you've sat with me over the last few years, and we've seen this integration of the junior and the Target Tokyo finals. We're going to see the benefit of that, aren't we?
Oh, 100%. We saw in Rio some fantastic juniors coming through, so now that we've got that Target Tokyo final, we want to see more of those younger swimmers coming through, because they're hoping to go to Tokyo in 4 years' time. The World Championships, they've got the Junior World Championships later on. They want to swim fast at the international meet, so the fact that they get to do that second swim here today, is really going to progress them, and also get to watch some of the world's best swimmers here, is definitely going to kind of inspire them to go on and do great things.
As you can see on the screen there are people working hard behind the scenes as well. These are things that happen. A couple of the timing pads needing a little bit of work. So juniors, Target Tokyos, but let's talk seniors, and let's talk about a man right at the end of the programme. Adam Peaty didn't let us down this morning in the heats, did he?
Do you know, I don't know what to expect of Adam tonight. I'm really, really excited to see him swim, but he looked really good in the heats. Was he comfortable? Was it trying hard? We don't know, but I'm so excited to see how he gets on tonight and see how quick he can go to that world record.
Well, thank you very much to Joanne Jackson. She's going to hop over there and see James Goddard. I think she's keeping him in check more than anything, but they're doing a sterling job, so thank you very much to her. You can see again some of the swimmers sat around waiting to come in. And in a couple of moments, I'll have another guest to join me here on commentary, and we're going to say hello, Liam Tancock.
How are you doing?
Hello, mate. How are you?
Very good, yeah, it's good to be on the other side.
How's not swimming competitively and being tired all the time?
I do miss it in terms of this competition, but yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it.
Good stuff. Liam's going to sit with me for a couple of moments during these 400-metre races, so I'm very thankful for that. It's always good to have a partner in crime as you go along through these things here. This is the junior final for the men's 400-metre freestyle. Jacob Goodman of Millfield, you saw just a moment ago there in lane number 1. Nathan Hughes of Loughborough University, 16 years of age, gold in the junior final in 2016, so a chance to try and replicate that. However, finds himself in lane 2. Kieran Bird of Millfield goes in lane number 3, 17 years of age. Harrison Coulter getting a big cheer for Stockport Metro swimmers up in the crowd, a few of the spectators as well. So he's in 4. Luke Turley of Hatfield goes in lane 5. 6 will be Max Murphy, City of Milton Keynes. And then we've got Brodie Williams moving along the line in 7 as they get just about ready to go. And in 8, the final one from City of Sheffield, Charlie Humphreys. I'm going to ask you, Liam, a long question here. Can you remember back to being this age, what it feels like to hit your first British Championships and a chance to swim with all the big dogs around you?
Can I remember it? I do remember walking through the doors of the first time and thinking, you know, this is what it's all about. You train really hard and you come to these big meets and think, wow, this is cool. And yeah, it was many moons ago now, but it's always a special moment. And even walking through today, when I came on as a a spectator and a fan, it was as exciting. You know, I'm not wearing my chunks now, and I'm not in the pool racing, but I got to watch the 50 back and watch these guys that push themselves day in, day out to perform at the best. And this is the pinnacle this cycle, trying to make that world team.
Was there a part of you that sort of said, oh, I wish I was still there?
I was packing my bag on the way here, and those jammers were just about ready.
So, for Goodman and Coulter, whilst Lear and watch people doing what he loved. These guys are right at the beginning of that long journey, and Liam, your journey was a long one. It was a very successful one. What do these guys have to do day in, day out to make sure that they can come somewhere near to the sort of levels that you achieved?
It's just about that practice. Obviously, swimmers are known for training a lot, early mornings, later nights, and you've got lots of dedicated athletes in there, and they're going to school in the day, college, school. And I did it from a very early age, and it is hard to do that sometimes, but weighing up and balancing those commitments are super important, and you're seeing these guys really perform today, and they've obviously done that.
Balancing very well at the moment is Max Murphy, City of Milton Keynes, in the light blue cap in 6, but it's going to be tight. Here in 4, Harrison Coulter is not far behind at all. In fact, just 7/100ths of a second separating the City of Milton Keynes and Stockport Metro swimmer. But those two, Liam, here seem to pretty much have a lead, and they're trying to pull away. Or at least Harrison Coulter is in lane 4.
Yeah, and this is what I love to see, and it's absolutely fantastic. See lane 5 going back here as well, which is brilliant to see, and it really isn't over till it's over. They're working on the skills, going into the wall, turns fast here and off. It's all about the skills in this race.
Even at this age, though, you're swimming in 400-metre freestyle junior finals, or you're swimming at 200. Even then, that's not the defining event, maybe, at that age, that you're going to end up doing. It might turn out that you're actually superb over 100, and you never knew. Exactly,
and that's super important, especially when you're a younger athlete, to not specialise in just one event. You really should do them all, and that's what I did. I did the medley, I did the I did 400 medley, 1500 free when I was younger. Only specialised at a later age, and that's when I really performed. And I think backstroke found me, the sprints found me, rather than me aiming for that, and I think that's super important.
So Coulter 2:55.94 at the last turn. Hatfield's Luke Turley 2:57.11. Well, this is where we look at the water. We look at these images on your screen, and you start to say, now, Harrison Coulter, have you gone out too heavy, or is this absolutely perfect? Because I tell you now, coming in 5, Turley is starting to close the gap.
Well, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? It's looking pretty good with the last 50 here. Let's see what's going to happen.
So it's Coulter and Turley, and it's all about those game plans. Even at a young age, you've got to perfect them. And if you just go out that little bit too much, it can cause you a real lot of pain down the back 50. And that's exactly what's happening here for Harrison Coulter. He's led this pretty much all the way through. And here comes Luke Turley, the pink cap of the Hatfield Sheffield swimmer. How much more has Coulter got left? Not enough. Turley will take it 3:53.83. He looks up and smiles. And well, Luke Turley, who went into this event from the morning session with a 3:56.82, well inside that. Nearly 3 seconds difference from what he did this morning in the heats. And he closed down and closed down and closed down. As they got to that turn at 50, Liam, you actually thought to yourself, he's got more energy.
Luke knew exactly what he was doing there. He timed that perfect, and you know, he had a race plan going in and he stuck to it. And you know, what I liked about that is that last 50, he turned on the leg kick, and you could really see that. And if you look at the best people in the world and what they've done, that is what they do, turn on the leg kick.
Well, turning it on in style, Harrison Coulter gives us a Grand Slam finish to our junior 400 metres, and you can see him there, look, a happy boy on your screen as he looked up, out of breath, as understandable as that could be, but certainly a big smile.
It's great to see, it really is great to see.
So these guys here, you can see a lady there with a handheld fan. It does get warm inside these places, but that's purely for the athlete's benefit, isn't it? You're down there, you're waiting in your trunks, you're waiting, maybe you've got maybe a tracksuit top or a pair of shorts, but other than that, it gets quite cool, so you guys need to keep nice and warm.
Yeah, and all the information out there, all the research is actually saying, you know, saying to stay as warm as possible. And you know, at the Olympics, you saw people coming out the big coats, and that's super important now. You see it across all different sports, and especially in swimming.
Yeah, some of those guys in Rio look like they've been outside trying to shovel snow, and yet it was about 30 or 40 degrees most days. So, yeah, keeping warm inside of it. Those advancements in technology and science are just it changes all the time. And isn't it interesting all the things they come up with? And the next thing, you know, take headphones, big coats, you know, concentration levels, keeping the body warm, all things that have just adapted and changed as the sport's gone on.
Massively, and you see it in the pool, you see it with the anti-wave lane ropes, you see it with the blocks, you see it with the new backstroke starting wedges, and you see it in the racing suits too. So it's a brilliant thing for our sport.
Anything that makes it faster, anything that makes it more exciting, we are a big fan of. Carl Chisholm of Borough of Kirtleys there will go in lane 1 for this event. Nathan Wells of Loughborough University, he's from a 3:58.17 this morning. Cameron Curl of Bath University in 3. Tobias Robinson for Loughborough University in 4.5. Tom Derbyshire of Bath University. Thomas Kingham of Millfield, the 18-year-old there in the green cap, in 6. And Thomas Howley of Newcastle. There he is in the blue with the black cap. And Howley of Newcastle, the 20-year-old out there. Carl Chisholm, the slowest of the times from the morning here in this Target Tokyo final, 4:02.08. Silver medalist for Cameron Curl in this event last year, or a silver medal place finish in the Target Tokyo final. And also the man who came 3rd in the Target Tokyo final last year, Tom Derbyshire. This one's an interesting one here. We've got some really big names in the senior final, but there's some guys here that you actually recognise from representing Great Britain at junior and European worlds and European junior levels already. We're already getting used to some of these names. Yeah, and it's great to see, and I think we're going to see more of these guys coming through. And you know, we've got to look at where that's come from, where they've been inspired to get in the water and push it. You know, I'm thinking that's probably come from, you know, the London Olympics. And it is great to see. They're stepping up, they're doing this Target Tokyo final, and we're looking for them to the future. The legacy living on. What a start this is, by the way. Cameron Curl in lane 3. Turns now. Now the rest turn. That is a very interesting start from Cameron Curl. 53.53. And he's just under 2 seconds clear of Tom Derbyshire in 2nd. That's a big, bold move.
Yeah, this is an interesting race plan, and we're going to see how it pans out. But he's certainly gone for it, and that first 100 was spectacular.
So Cameron Curl, as we said, picked up the 2nd place in the Target Tokyo event in 2016 up in Toll Cross. Curl turns in 1:22.62. 2nd Derbyshire 3.11 behind. And he looks comfortable with it here, Liam. He's looking very comfortable with it.
Oh, he certainly is, and yeah, coming up to halfway now, and it's still looking very smooth, still looking nice and long. And you know, this guy trains with James Guy day in, day out, and you know, it's a great training partner to have. We're going to see him later on in the next final. So Yeah, well, let's see how it's going to pan out, but it's a great first half of the race.
Yeah, you mentioned there you'll get James Guy will be experiencing youngsters coming up to him, maybe looking for bits of advice. Did that start to happen to you as as you got more senior? Did you find youngsters were coming up and you were thinking, hang on a minute, I used to ask these questions myself?
Yeah, and I think it's really important. I think those people that really gain and learn from the people around him, and I'm sure he does with James. And I've had many a chat with James Guy himself, and he's still learning. He's a young guy who's done some amazing things, but he's got a long career in front of him. So yeah, he's learning, and the guys below are learning too. So fantastic to see.
So we said it was an interesting start. Here comes the close down. Here comes the chase down. Maybe Cameron Curl there testing himself over a 200 distance and seeing how much he can hold on for it. Not holding on at the moment, because here in 5 comes Tom Derbyshire of Bath University. The clock ticks towards the 3-minute mark. Coming at the turn, then it will be Derbyshire looking to make that turn. 3:54.70. Then it's Robinson, 3:55.41, and Curl drops down into 3rd position now, but he's able to hang on to the feet so far of Tobias Robinson. It looked like he'd get swallowed, but he's still in there somehow.
That's why I really love these races. A lot can change over a 400, and you see lots of different tactics. Obviously, Curl going up nice and fast for the first 200, and we're going to turn here, and it's going to be a great last 50 like we've seen before. So always a nice race, the 400.
Let's see how close this one is. Derbyshire, Robinson, Curl, less than 3 seconds separated them, but it's lanes 4 and 5 where the action is at. Derbyshire of Bath University comes through the final 25-metre marker. Robinson from Loughborough University comes through as well. 3:23.81 at that last turn for Derbyshire. He's got less than 8 metres to go here to try and hold on, and he will do just that in the white cap here of Bath University. 3:52.73. Well inside the time he did this morning, as expected in those heats. It's all about getting through to whatever respective final you are aiming for. 3:54.23 this morning, 3:52.73 this evening. Tobias Robinson, 3:53.28, and Cameron Curl at Bath University. 2 of those guys just inside 3:58. So too was Nathan Wells as well. Are there defining differences between how you train for the longer distance, maybe 400, then maybe looking at the 1500 maybe as well, and those guys that go in and do the shorter distances? Who's got the harder life?
That's an
you put yourself in trouble here as well.
I'll get a lot of stick for saying it, but I was a sprinter and always a sprinter.
Brilliant stuff. So the shot here you're seeing, that comes right from the top of the 10-metre diving board that they've got here at Ponsford International Sports Centre. 24-carat action so far. How will this senior final come as they start to come out, Liam? James Guy, a little bit like Jazz Carlin we saw a little earlier on, finds himself in lane 2 as a defending champion, but he can go somewhere he needs to, can't he?
Oh, he certainly can, yeah, and we've seen that over the last few years. When we saw him over in Kazan in 2015, what a special race that was, becoming world champion. But yeah, you go through the ranks and you see different things, and you got different tactics. This is the first day of the British Women Championships, and let's see what he does. Obviously, the morning was decent, but it's all about the final tonight.
Well, let's not discount Stephen Milne, of course. He's been knocking on that door of getting into the senior team. Then he does that, then he goes over to Rio and he represents at the Olympic Games as well. He's got a personal best of 3:46.00 there. You have James Guy on the screen. Timothy Shuttleworth introduced in 3 a couple of moments ago, but alongside him in 2, that's James Guy. So Jay Lellian, another interesting character down on poolside. I was chatting with Jay Lellian and his coach Mark Skimming a little bit earlier on in the day before the heats, and they're enjoying themselves. There was a few laughs, and then all of a sudden Jay Lellian turns to his coach and tells him what he's about to go and do in the warm-up. I said, is that usual? And his coach went, yeah, pretty much. He does what he likes, so that's fine. So, these guys, and again, you see the different attire. Whether they can get out of it or not is a second question, but the different attire for some of them. Jumpers, maybe just a t-shirt, maybe just a training top. But either way, they'll all have their preparations. What's it like to get knocked out of your preparation? You've got something you like to do all the time, and then also you just can't quite do that. Does it play on the mental psyche?
Yeah, it is, but it's, you know, you just got to roll with it, and that's what it's all about. You just got to roll with it and keep going. If something changes, you know, just keep going.
Shrug your shoulders and get on with it. So here we go then. Jervis, Guy, Shuttleworth, Milne, Litchfield, Granger, Lelliot and Budd. And, on paper, and we talked about this morning, swimming races aren't won on paper like most sports. On paper you say James Guy takes this all day long, but Stephen Milne certainly has a different agenda. He wants to be the British champion, quite clearly.
Yeah, well, every guy in there is going to have a slightly different tactic here today, and they want to push everyone. You know, everyone is beatable, and you've seen that across the world through the years and through the ranks. So it's going to be an interesting race today, and it's all about who can perform today. So let's see it.
And it is James Guy, maybe trying to put a bit of a message out straight away. Here in lane 2, it's James Guy who goes out in 25.43, which is pretty quick, over 50 metres for a 400. So Guy, the qualifying standard time is the first chance, or another chance for us to see that. And it will be James Guy looking for 3:43.84. Which is not far outside of his own British record. So some tough times being set here.
Yeah, it is, and that's what it's about. But obviously that first 50 is looking nice and smooth, nice and long. And, you know, it's just about getting out there and racing. It's about chasing those times and making it to the final. It's all about the race now. It's fantastic to see.
So looking for places on the team for athletes that are going to compete for medals, and that is the reason behind these times. Get yourself a victory in this senior final, get yourself inside the qualifying standard time, and the message is you're pretty much there. Outside of that time, it's a consideration time, and that's exactly what it is. You go in front of the selectors and they consider your selection for the team. Nice and simple, laid it out. Win it inside the time, hey, you're pretty much there. And this man here, James Guy in lane number 2, is going for it. 1:49.87. The British record is his, 3:43.75. How will he fare with the rest of the field? He hasn't left them behind, as we've seen in the past with James Guy.
No, he hasn't. And the guys are all doing a great job here. And I say they're looking nice and smooth, nice and long. And I know how these guys swim. They all swim in a slightly different way. And you're going to see that. You can actually see James Guy changing his stroke from 50 to 50. And if you look at some of the best swimmers in the world, over the past 10 years, that's what they do. They start off with one style stroke and they change it. And if you really look closely and break that down, you'll be able to see what he does. Exactly. Can you see how the nice high elbow there, nice and long, nice and smooth?
We're going to take a look at the split time for the 300 metres for James's current British record, 2:47.17. He's 4/10 outside of his own British record here. So remember, he needs to get inside 3:43.84. Hopefully you're shouting at your screen, you're shouting at your mobile device, wherever you're watching this, and you're trying to cheer him on. But don't discount the guys in the middle here. Brilliant battle, Liam, going on between Stephen Milne and Max Litchfield. James Guy will be completely oblivious to what's happening, but those two, they're pushing each other on as well.
Oh, they certainly are. And this is what it comes down to. Coming into this last turn, this final 50, they're going to see some big leg kicks on this last bit now. Look at James Guy coming up there, nice strong kick. The guys in the middle really pushing it now. They're going to have the head down and focusing on that wall.
So James Guy needs to find something here through the final 25 metres. It's Guy of the blue cap in lane 2 from Bath University. A big change in the close season for him. Moving clubs following Joel as coach from Millfield down to Bath. Here he'll remain as champion, but let's take a look at the time as he comes to the wall. 3:44.74. It's outside of the qualifying standard time. It's inside of the consideration time. Silver goes to Milne, 3:46.16. That's just 1600ths of a second outside of his own personal best that he did in Rio, so he's not in bad nick there, is he, Stephen Milne?
No, really good. What a great performance from all the guys there, and it's it's absolutely brilliant where you see those guys racing, you see the different tactics, and you see how they come through to the wall, and you know the guys on the podium there are absolutely fantastic from Guy, Milne and Litchfield.
So James Guy, British champion, 3:44.74, not inside the qualifying standard time, but inside the consideration time. He remains the British champion, as he has done for the last few years as well, so he's very, very tough to beat over this distance, and we'll have the medal ceremonies coming up a little bit later on for the women's 200 freestyle, and we'll see James Guy being interviewed in a couple of moments, but he is the defending champion. He's defended that title, well, he might be outside of the qualifying standard time. He is inside the consideration time, so let's see in a couple of moments when we'll go down, and we'll I'm sure John will have a chat with him. Loads more to come. Don't go anywhere. Women's 400 metres individual medley, men's 100 metre breaststroke right at the end, and you see there James just short breaths, trying to catch them, and he's actually trying to shake hands with pretty much everybody in the pool that's climbing out. Very gentlemanly, James Guy, and I'm sure we'll hear from him in a couple of moments with John Mason, so we'll see what he's got to say. He's desperate to hug a few of his competitors. Nick Granger going by there, and as you can see, he's just about ready. Let's go and hear from John Mason, who's with James Guy.
I'm here with the champion, James Guy, third year on the trot. How does it feel?
Oh, it's great to get one under the belt tonight. I mean, this past kind of year has been quite tough for me, but to go 3:44.7 with the work I've been doing is a great start to the season.
Absolutely, mate. I mean, it was an incredible start. Hopefully this is going to be a great competition for you. I just want to let you know that you did make the consideration time there, so you're going before the consideration department. But fantastic. Congratulations, you British champion. Head on off. Enjoy yourself. Congratulations, James Guy, ladies and gentlemen.
So we'll have the medal presentations coming up for you in just a couple of moments. Don't forget, if you want to send us your views and your tweets, then it's hashtag BSC17, hashtag stream, and keep those tweets coming into us as we're going along. And so people like Kimberly Hughes, Crystal's birthday treat is watching some great swimming. Thank you very much. They're the sort of messages we like to hear, people enjoying themselves watching the stream. Yeah, Simon Richards, very correct. James Guy, or Jim Belb Goon, as he's called on social media, comfortably inside the consideration time, but he wouldn't have wanted just that, would he? He would have wanted to be inside the qualifying time. I'll talk to you about that in a couple of seconds then, Liam. So Ellie Faulkner will take this medal ceremony from Catherine Greenslade, and Jazz Carlin here in a position she's probably not used to.
Yeah, bronze. Well, go to bronze there. It's all about the racing on the day, and you know, the girls will be happy to be on the podium. It's not Jazz's favourite event. We're going to see that later, but it's certainly a strong one, and you know, it's a good performance getting under the 2 minutes again. We've seen a very strong contingent over the years in that 200 freestyle within Britain, and you know, lots of retirements after the last few years, and I'm sure we're going to build that back up. But a great swim from Ellie Faulkner to take the gold there. She'll be happy with 1:57.88, and yeah, great performance.
So Catherine Greenslade finding herself on the podium. That's a new thing for her in this event, so another name to throw into the mix. But a big cheer in front of the well, it's a home crowd technically, if you want to be like that. This is Ponsford International Sports Centre in Sheffield. She swims for the Sheffield club based here, so a big, huge cheer. I think some of the junior team are here watching this evening. She'll be pleased and proud as punch with that.
She certainly will, and I think, you know, you talk about the home advantage there, and I know Sheffield is a home pool for every great British athlete, which is amazing, and it really does make a difference. You know, coming out to a final in the London Olympics, and the aquatic centre there was, you know, one of the most amazing moments for me as an athlete, and it was probably the first time I'd describe it as feeling like a rock star. I walked out and people were cheering my name, chanting. I was the only British guy in that final, and it makes you feel pretty special. So yeah, Ellie had an extra advantage there, which was fantastic.
So Jazz Carlin bronze, Catherine Greenslade silver, and Ellie Faulkner with the gold medal. So we'll be moving on to the men's 400 metres presentation in just a couple of moments. As you can imagine, we're going to just hold for a couple of seconds. The rather quick turnaround for medal presentations this time around. So yeah, you go back to London, 17,500 or so every session, crammed into the rafters of the London Aquatic Centre. A certain loud person calling out everybody's names, can't remember who that was. It was a spectacular atmosphere, wasn't it? But now, when we come into these tight arenas, places like this here at the Ponsford International Sports Centre, forget 17,500. How important are these guys here, the hardcore guys that don't just turn out when the really big events are on? These are here week in, week out. Your local meets, then your national meets, and then the senior meets as well. These guys on our screens right now are massively important to the world of swimming, aren't they?
Oh, all the spectators, all the fans, we absolutely love it. And I always talk about these guys and the volunteers who can make these events happen. And you know, as an athlete, I absolutely loved it. And it's great to walk out hearing these guys cheering your name and supporting every British athlete. So for me, it's fantastic. I think they should love it. But as an athlete, you need to perform under any circumstance, whether it's 5:30 in the morning with just you and your coach, or whether it's in front of the Olympic final in 17,500 home fans, or you know, out in Brazil or in Tokyo in a few years' time. It's important to be able to perform under pressure when you're ready. You have to be ready under any circumstances.
I think we're saying thank you, parents, for bringing those swimmers along. James Guy's father there, oblivious to the fact that we're looking at him. He's probably texting back to all the family and relatives around, telling them how James has got on. He's got on to the top of the podium. 3:44.74 is exactly how he's managed to achieve that. Stephen Milne, fastest qualifier this morning, and you do talking in the pool, fastest qualifier in the morning, then it's the final. Got to try and do it again, haven't you?
And that's what it's all about. You know, the heats are very much a stepping stone to make it into the semi-final or final, just like it is for the 400 here. And it is very important. And when you get to the major meets, it's, you know, you've really got to swim fast to make those finals. But medals aren't given in the heats. But you have to make those finals, and obviously when you get to the world stage, it is important.
Real fine balance, isn't it? Making sure you've got enough left in a tank, but making sure you actually get there in the first place. Max Litchfield, City of Sheffield, 3:46.20, another hometown club swimmer. The City of Sheffield spectators and youth swimmers that are up in the crowd are really making a very nice atmosphere inside Ponsford International Sports Centre. Stephen Milne of Perth City. He's getting all too familiar at the British Championships on standing in that silver position. He'll be desperate to get up one more place and get himself on the top of the podium, but he's got to get past this guy here, James Guy, the gold medal winner once again. 3:44.74, well inside the consideration times, and you have to look at his past achievements. He goes in front of that committee, and you have to think that they look at him quite favourably.
Oh, I would have thought so. You know, he's a big man on the team now, and he's done some special things over the last few years. He's within that consideration time. He's got a few more events this week already. That's just the start of his push through at the World Trials.
So there you go, Max Litchfield, Stephen Milne and James Guy in that order: bronze, silver, gold. And we'll be going back to the action in just a few moments' time. There they are. You keep hearing these loud cheers, Liam, and it's great, isn't it? Youngsters at these events, and they certainly do lift the atmosphere, don't they?
Oh, it's absolutely, it's brilliant, and I think that's what it's about. Coming out to these meets, hopefully these guys racing now are inspiring the next generation, and they're sat in the crowd cheering on.
Yeah, a lot of the times we see our hosts of these events go up into the stands and they ask questions, who are you here to watch? And actually, it's quite different to some sports where they're not here necessarily to watch one person individually. They just want to see really fast racing.
Yeah, and they're going to see that. We've already seen some fantastic racing tonight, and you're going to see a lot more over this week. And you know, we're talking about inspiring the next generation. You know, that was the goal from London, and we are seeing that 5 years on now. And you know, there's lots of people in the crowd. Lots of people hopefully watching on live stream, watching all over the world, thinking what's happening within Britain, and hopefully getting more people into the sport as well.
So junior women's at 400 metres individual medley event to come. we're back to showing the world that we can swim, aren't we? On the back end of 2016, people are taking note again, aren't they? They've looked at those performances, those 6 medals, those 7 fourth-place finishes, the so closes, and people now around the world have to recognise and say, do you know what? Let's keep an eye on what they're doing as well.
Yeah, very much so, and I think that's very, very important. And you know, there will be lots of people from all around the world, all the different nationalities, watching to see what's happening this week. It was the you know, the Russian trials, the Australian trials, the Canadian trials. They've already been, so they've put a stand, and let's see what the Brits do this week.
Japan as well have also had their trials. Alicia Wilson of Guildford was in lane 1. Megan Sheehan in 2 for Stockport Metro. This is Chiara Stroshan of City of Leeds in lane 3. Emily Large, that's her just there on the knees, getting some water from the pool. From Newcastle, City of Sheffield's Amy Bell, 1 foot on the blocks. Just about ready to go, Amy Bell. She wants to get started. So too, Tori Sop of Wirral Metro in lane 6. Next up, Michaela Glenister. That's a rather spozzy cap, isn't it? It's lovely, that. She goes for City of Leicester in 7, and then out there in lane number 8, Rosanna Arnold of Thanet Swim. Just that last check of the goggles, the last check of the hat, and up they get onto the blocks. Nervy times for these youngsters, this part, isn't it?
Oh, it's exciting. I remember standing there, listening, getting ready for that gun to go. It's absolutely brilliant.
So in they go then. So 400 of freestyle action a moment ago, and a really good lesson here, and we'll see a top class lesson from people like Hannah Miley a little bit later on in the program. She goes on course in lane 4 in the senior file, but for these girls here, perfecting your abilities across the 4 different disciplines. And I love the IM. It's one of the things I fell in love with when I first came into the world of swimming, the differences that each stroke can make. You can lead all you like in this first leg, but if your backstroke or your breaststroke isn't up to it, the next thing you know, you're being swallowed up.
Yeah, and that is exactly it. When I was younger, I used to do the medley. I did the 400 medley, and I actually remember back in the day, I was racing a guy called Dave Davis, a Olympic medalist himself in the 1500 free, and I was so far ahead with 100 meters freestyle to go, and he reeled me in and reeled me in and reeled me in until, you know, we touched almost a dead heat, and it was all those years ago. And you're going to see that today, all these different tactics, all these different strengths through the different strokes, and yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen today.
Do you want to remind Dave Davis who won on the day?
I did touch him out. I was hurting.
I thought you were going to say that. Newcastle's Emily Large in 102.51, our leader at the first 100. But this is where we say we go into the backstroke, and who has the best technique, who has the more power coming off that first leg. Oh, she's looking good here, Emily Large so far. Tori Sop turned in 2nd, Amy Bell turned in 3rd, and Alicia Wilson of Guildford turned in 4th. Underneath the flags they go. They symbolise the 5-metre markers, so you know and count those strokes. Ever miscount?
Probably when I was younger, but no, it's almost second nature in the end. You just get into that routine, and you know exactly where you are in the pool. You know, I could tell you how many strokes, you know, after 15 strokes I would know exactly what point of the roof I would be at. It was a little different when you're outside racing and there was a pelican flying across. I remember that was one time, and the first time I swam outdoors was absolutely crazy. But it's the older you get, the more understanding of exactly how far you go on each arm cycle, and you know, these girls will certainly be realising that now.
There you go, youngsters out there watching. Lessons in swimming life from Liam Tancock. Don't swim where pelicans fly. I think that's an old phrase from somewhere. Wilson, Sop and Bell. 1, 2 and 3 from lanes 4, 6 and 5. And as they head down, going quite well on this near side in lane 1, Alicia Wilson, in fact, is really putting the pressure on as well. So Wilson trying to close down on lane 4, which is Emily Large. And as they come towards the 50 metres in this breaststroke leg, also coming strongly again, Amy Bell on the left-hand side of Large as they make the turn.
You can really see the different strokes here and how they're progressing. And one thing I found really interesting is actually watching the back-to-breast turn. We'll go into more detail in that a bit later in some of the other races, but it's so important, all these different skill sets, all these different strengths that these girls have, and you can see it ever changing throughout this race.
So Schlossan was second place finisher in this final last year, coming towards the end of this breaststroke leg then. And the reigning champion of the junior finals, if you like, is Emily Large. So it'd be good to see how she's progressing. She would want to win this again, having won it last year, just to demonstrate that she's not gone backwards maybe, or people aren't closing on her. She wants to showcase that she is still the dominant force in the junior section of this event.
Yeah, of course she will. And she's having a great race so far. But for me, it's not about necessarily the winning. It's not about winning the junior finals. It's like, where would that place me in the senior final? Where would that place me in the world? That's where they need to be progressing. That's where they need to be thinking. Think big, and if you dream big, you can get there.
So looking out for what happens in the next two events, as well as what they're achieving here in their own.
Yeah, and I'd like to see that. These girls standing out on poolside, as soon as they finish, they've gone through the call room. Watching what people do better than them, learning from the best. And we've got some great athletes coming up in the next few races, and they should really be able to learn from that. And that's how people get better.
Into the final 15 then. Emily Large doing what she did in this event last year, winner of the junior 400 IM, and Large in 4 has gone big to do it again. 4:47.97. The 16-year-old from Newcastle Swim Club wins it from Amy Bell, another City of Sheffield swimmer performing well in their home pool, and Alicia Wilson of Guildford out there in lane 1, 4:52.65. That is good enough for third. We just wait for the official results to come through, and they have done on our screens in front of us, and they will do on yours as well. Large, Bell, Wilson, Schlossan, Arnold, Sheard, Glenister, and Tori Sopp, the finishing lineup. Just got a quick chance here. We're already on day 1, Liam. What are you looking forward to? Let's say the overall event. What would the one thing you think, I really want to see that? I really want to see that event.
Well, I guess I'm biased being a backstroker, so it was nice to see the 50 back tonight. But the 100 backs tomorrow, and that's always pretty special. But for me, it's all about coming to these big meets and actually performing. We've seen some great racing already, but this is a week-long event, and we're going to see people that we haven't seen before. We're going to see people on the podium. We're going to see people pushing British records. We've already seen British records tonight, which is absolutely brilliant. And this is what it's about: performing on the day in front of this home crowd, and really pushing your own limits and seeing where that can get you.
So women's target Tokyo event next. So Jessica Thompson from Aberdeen. After that, Tara Howard in lane 2, Lincoln Vulcans. Representing the Falkirk Inter-Regional Swim team is Chanel Snedden. Amber Keegan, City of Sheffield. As you mentioned earlier, the big coats. Neve McDonough, Borough of Stockton, 5. Molly Wright, Nova Centurion in 6. We've got Olivia Gardner of Ellesmere in 7. And Melanie Hall of Royal Wolverhampton in 8. There she is in the blue cap. Just that last check of the goggles, all important. The last thing you want is for an equipment malfunction to stop your race plan.
Oh, exactly. It's very, very important. And when I was younger, it used to be one of those things, and hat and goggles are super, super important. And just having trust and belief in that product that it's going to push you.
Always love the silence. The swimming crowd's always so appreciative, so respectful of those athletes, just needing to hear that very split-second call. And it is, you do need to hear that, don't you?
It's understanding the sport, and obviously we've got a great crowd out here tonight who's cheering very loudly, but they're very respectful of the athletes. And when it comes down to the start saying take your marks, it's all about their athletes in that moment, and they want to hear a pin drop. They want to hear that gun go and fire off that block as fast as possible.
Ben Evans has tweeted into us the big 400 IM, smash it Rosie. That's aimed at Rosie Ruddin a little bit later on, so he'll be watching on from the comfort of his home. So again, if you are watching the coverage here, hashtag BSC17. Alan March alongside me is Liam Tancott, coming up and giving us the views of a man that's been there, seen it, done it. Did you get any t-shirts, as the saying goes? Yeah. So first 100 comes to an end, and it's well, Melanie Hall on the far side, turning in 105.39, but straight away Tara Howarth in the backstroke leg here bursts to the front. Not only bursts to the front, starts to go.
Exactly, and as we talked about in the medley, it's brilliant to see how the different people have got their strengths. Obviously, we've seen people with the great fly, the great back, and we're going to see people change again on the breaststroke. This is why the medley is so much fun.
So coming to the turn, Howarth, McDonough and Hall. The yellow cap here at the bottom of your screen in lane number 2. And she's opening up a nice lead here.
Yeah, it's a very strong backstroke, nice and smooth, and that's what it's all about. Keeping smooth, keeping strong. This is a 400 medley after all. And, you know, we spoke about the back to breast turn, and let's see what they're going to do now. There's a fast way to turn and there's a slow way to turn, but you've got to have confidence in being able to do it.
Howarth 2:20.14, Keegan 1:58 behind. Keegan's time 2:21.72. Third then was McDonough of Stockton 2:22.40. Keep those tweets coming into us. It's great to see so many people choosing to turn on the stream, and Jenna is sat with Easter egg in hand watching the stream. So there you go. That's the wrong sort of training.
Yeah, but it is Easter after all. I'm allowed to do that now. I wasn't when I was swimming, but you know, these guys are here to perform, and I'm sure they'll have an Easter egg to celebrate once they're done.
Lots of areas of discipline becoming a swimmer, becoming a top athlete in any sport, but those areas of discipline, Christmas, Easter, birthdays, those sorts of things where you just think, I'd love to, but I can't.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm one of those people, everything in moderation, and yeah, there's things you're going to miss out, but you know, an extra Yorkshire pudding once a year isn't going to hurt, and maybe a cream egg to celebrate at the end of this. But let's be honest, it's a week of tough racing now, and there'll be a bit of downtime to find out what's going to happen when the teams are selected, and you know, what events are going to be on this summer and who's going to be on what plane. Liam's
just took one look at me as if I'm going to share. He's massively misjudged me. Turning here, the next one is Snedden, McDonough and Keegan. I'm only paid in chocolate, so it's fine. Snedden's lead, 3:44.95. 3:45.60 for McDonough, 3:47.44 for Keegan. And we talked about, again, those differences between the strokes. Our early leader was Tara Howarth. That backstroke leg, Liam, was superb. Now she finds herself down in at least 4th position.
Yeah, and this is how it works. You know, the 400 medley is very much like that. You're going to see girls and the lads in the races with very different strengths, and we've seen that now.
So turning, it's Snedden from McDonough, from Keegan. 4th then is Howarth, but it is between those front three, and in fact, just on the other side of 5 is Molly Wright in lane 6 of Nova. She's now starting to drift away, and this is going to end up being quite a comfortable performance for Chanel Snedden. 4:18.86 at the last turn. At the touch, she'll take it in 4:51.74 here in this Target Tokyo final. 4:51.74 for Snedden. Well inside the 4:55.72 she swam this morning. So we'll wait for the confirmed results, as always. And a few smiles in the pool, a few people hugging the lane rope. Whether that's emotion or tiredness, either way round. Chanel Snedden representing first, 4:51.74. McDonough 4:53.17, and 9/10 of a second back from that was Amber Keegan. So a fairly tight finish over a 400-metre race for those as they climb out. So for now, I'm going to say thank you to Liam. He's going to come back in a couple of minutes' time, and we're going to talk about 100-metre breaststroke action. So big thank you to Liam. We'll see him, or hear from him at least, in a couple of seconds.
Thanks very much, Alan. Yes, the juniors and the Target Tokyos are over. We've now got the women's senior in the women's 400 IM. It's going to be an incredible battle out there. It's going to be between Hannah Miley and Amy Wilmot if the heats are anything to go by. Now, I do believe we've got a replay of Hannah Miley from earlier this morning. Now, this is, of course, where she uses her power and she dives off those blocks to start her race in the 400-metre IM. It is something that is needed by our swimmers, a good start, a good takeoff, especially something like this, which is mid-distance and, of course, a very, very technical swim. Who's going to win? We'll just have to wait and see. Back to you, Alan.
A big thank you to John Mason. From one legend of the water to another, James Goddard has now joins me in the commentary box. Hello, James Goddard.
Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, my friend. I'm all right. Let's take a look at the athletes that are making their way out, and we'll come back to you and talk to you about the 400 metres individual medley in just a couple of moments. So Lucy McKenzie will go for Stockport Metro in lane 1. This is Amy Wilmot coming out in lane 6 for London Aquatics. Coming out then, the rest of this lineup. McKenzie, Dean, Wood, Miley, Rudin, Wilmot, Siebrecht and Orla Adams. They all make their way out onto Paul's side. So, James Goddard, the British swimming 400-metre individual medley final. For the people who are just joining us, maybe new to swimming, where's the 400-metre won and lost in the individual medley?
It's difficult nowadays. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you could get away with having 1 weak stroke. Nowadays, you cannot have a weak stroke. I mean, I think a certain Michael Phelps might have changed that whole philosophy because he has got 4 amazing strokes. And we've got someone like Katinka Hoziu now from Hungary who's just unbelievable on all 4 strokes as well. So where it's won and lost, I'm not sure. I mean, you've got to have 4 amazing strokes. You've got to have a great freestyle. You've got to be great down that back 100 metres. That's where it's going to be won.
Like so many of the other events now, are we talking about it's just down to who's got the power, who's got the endurance, who's got the mental stamina to get in the pool and maybe watch your lead on your slightly weaker stroke go. Have you got enough to go back the next time around? Let's see how these ladies get off. So Lucy McKenzie, Constance Dean, Abby Wood, Hannah Miley, Rosie Rudin, Amy Wilmot, Emily Siebrecht, Orla Adams. We know all about Hannah Miley. We know all about Amy Wilmot. Sandwiched just somewhere in the middle of there in lane 5 is a young lady called Rosie Rudin, just 18 years of age, but we've been watching her over the last few years and she's very exciting.
Yeah, I think she had a little bit of an off year last year. She had a great World Junior Championships in 2015. A little bit off, but it seems like she's got back on form. And she's in a perfect final tonight. She's perfectly positioned between 2 Olympians, Amy Wilmot, Hannah Miley. So this is a great opportunity for a youngster to mix it with the big guys, to mix it with the big guns. And she's just got, no fear. Just go for it. Just, hang on with Hannah Miley, hang on with Amy Wilmot, and she can really try and push herself to do something really special tonight.
You're either doing one of 2 things. You're either using those as inspirations, either side of you, or, excuse the pun, you're sinking or swimming. But here she goes. Rudin involved in this, but currently 4th. And already we've got that breakaway of 4 here, James.
Yeah, really strong fly swim from all 4 of these girls in the middle of the pool. It's interesting. But 400 medley is one of those events that really highlights maybe the weakness in somebody's swimming abilities, So we might see the four girls have a fantastic butterfly, but then somebody from behind might creep upon the breaststroke, and you'll really see a really strong breaststroke. There's going to be 4 behind on the breaststroke. Well, that's where I come back to. You've got to have 4 amazing strokes now. If you want to make it to the top, if you want to make it to the Olympics, if you want to win those medals at the World Championships, at the Olympic Games, you've got to have 4 amazing strokes. And look at Rudin. She's having a real crack against these girls, and it's fantastic to see, and this is exactly what we want to see, especially from our young girls as well. We want them to take it to these seniors and really push them all the way.
4:39.81, that qualifying time. She will, somewhere in the back of that young mind, know already that the people either side of her are more than capable of closing gaps that she has right now, so she has to keep pushing it and pushing it. Keep your tweets coming in. Thank you very much to Chloe. Well done on the coverage so far. She says cheering Adam Peaty from home in Uttoxeter a little bit later on in the evening. Yeah, a lot of people starting to get ready for Adam Peaty in that last event. We've got those junior and target Tokyo finals. But I'll tell you what we've got here, James Scholar. We're going to have a very exciting finish here. Here comes Hannah Miley.
Yeah, it was a really smart race from Rosie Rudin, I think, because she knows Hannah Miley has got an amazing breaststroke and an amazing freestyle, so she has to go out pretty strong. She has to try and get a lead on Hannah Miley. Otherwise, if the level at the 200 metre mark, she knows Hannah Miley's just going to blow away down the back 200. It doesn't look like Rosie's going to be able to hold off Hannah, but it was a smart swim from Rosie, and it was a gutsy effort. And let's see down the back 100 metres. Let's see what she can do.
So coming back down, this will be the final 100 metres when they make this turn. It is Miley from Rudin, from Wilmot. Can Abby Wood get back in contention? We'll find out over the next 20 or so metres as they come to the 300 metre point here then. Miley looking good. Did the work to close back down the gap on Rudin. Got there with the 50 turn in this breaststroke leg. And now, as they make this turn into the final 100, James, she just looks the dominant force, as she has done for the last few years in this event.
Well, I can tell you, from a personal perspective, Hannah Miley works her backside off in the pool. She's the nicest person out of the pool. She's so humble, she's so down to earth, but she works so hard in the pool. She works so hard in the gym, 11 sessions a week, and she kills it in training every single session. She's like the perfect professional. If there's any juniors out there and they want to kind of base their professional swimming on a swimmer, it is Hannah Miley. And I always love seeing Hannah Miley, and I think she deserves everything she gets. Any medal she wins, she absolutely deserves it.
Now, let's see how close she's going to be to this qualifying standard time. 4:34.08. The clock is ticking away. We're already up to 4:15, 4:34.08. And the people here inside the Ponsford International Sports Centre are just throwing their support down the pool. It's thumbs up from everybody around here. Is it good enough? 4:34.08. As she comes towards the wall, Miley will touch in 4:34.12. 4/100ths of a second outside that qualifying standard again. A bit like James Guy we saw earlier, well inside the consideration, but she would have wanted to have gone through that barrier.
Yeah, it was a shame. I thought down the back 25, I had both my thumbs up. I thought she's going to get this, she's going to nail it. This consideration, the A time of these consideration times are so fast, but it's to get these guys to push themselves to hit these A times, because it is all about the summer and winning medals in the summer. That's what it's about.
Yeah, we've had these tough times for the last few years, and it's proving to work. So, people who maybe they sort of scoffed at these times when they first started to bring them in. Hey, look, we're getting the fruits of our labour, if you like. That Rio performance showing that. Lady down here, Hannah Miley, just outside. Hannah Miley, Amy Wilmot, Abby Wood, Miley champion again. It's a hat trick. It's 3 in a row for Hannah Miley. But wasn't she pushed hard from interesting game plans early doors? We talked about Rosie Rudin really trying to push on in those first 200 metres, 250 perhaps.
Yeah, and you can see she's come in 4th position, which she might be a little bit disappointed with, but I actually think that's a personal best time from Rosie Rudin, 4:30. I think her personal best was 4:39 before that. I could be wrong, but she's right on her personal best, which she hasn't done for a couple of years, and I loved Rosie's game plan. She had to go out hard down the first 200 metres to keep that, a distance between Hannah Miley and Amy Wilmot, who have got fantastic breaststrokes and freestyle. So she was gutsy, she went for it, but she knows where she's got to work at now. She knows she's got to work that breaststroke and freestyle in training.
Yeah, 4:39.01. Was the personal best, so she has got a new one. It'll be interesting to see how hard she was made to work here as we go down, and John Mason will catch up with our winner.
There you are. Congratulations, Hannah Miley, 3 years on the trot British champion. How do you feel?
A bit tired right now.
A bit tired, as anyone would be after a race like that. A fantastic race, of course. The rest of the field was really pushing you. How did you go out there with your strategies, and how was that race as a whole for you?
It was great to see a lot of the youngsters coming through in the morning. And I was actually quite excited to race tonight because it's been a while, I think, since we've had more than 2 or 3 swimmers actually all be quite close together in the 400. So to have a lot of the girls, you know, being under sub 440 is great. It means the event's moving on and trying to keep along with it.
Well, you certainly will. I mean, it's the start of a fantastic long road to Rio. And of course, some very exciting events this summer. Look, congratulations, British champion, ladies and gentlemen, Hannah Miley.
Yeah, so again, myself, Alan March, this time James Goddard alongside me, being able to look at that as an expert as you are. How was that for her?
She seemed happy, right? She seemed pleased.
I thought she did, yeah.
She's always got a smile on her face, so
hard to tell.
But I think she was really pleased with it. I think she's happy with it. Just outside that qualification tab, I think she would have just liked to have gotten that, but she's really pleased with the other girls pushing her, and I think that's important because sometimes if you you're way ahead of the field and there's kind of nobody around you, you can get a bit stale, and it's they've got those people pushing you. For me, anyway, personally, but I love racing. I love people on my toes pushing me the whole way. As long as I won, mind you, as long as I took the win, it was great. But for Hannah Miley, she loves it as well.
I was going to say, talk about somebody who really just genuinely loves the sport. One of her first thoughts was, isn't it great they've got more competition?
She loves it. She just loves everything to do with swimming. She loves the training, the racing. She loves even her own competitors, which is fantastic to see.
Big thank you to James Goddard. You go back over there and keep Joanne Jackson company. We'll bring Liam Tancock back into the commentary position in just a couple of moments' time. Jane McFadden, this is our junior final for the 100 breaststroke. Just 3 races left here of our opening night's coverage of the British Swimming Championships 2017. Second, George Clough in lane 2, so let's say Warren DeBar. That was City of Oxford's Connor Bryan in 3. 4, Lewis Fraser. He swims for Swansea Aquatics. York City's Harry Devlin goes in 5. 6 is Oliver Crosby of Stockport Metro. There he is in the blue cap with the letters SM written on for Stockport Metro, the part of the Wolf Pack, as James Goddard, of course, was as well. Oliver Taverner, Mount Kelly in 7, and Callum Smart, City of Oxford, will have to swim very smart from the outside lanes to get something from this. So there's the lineup on your screens right this second. Liam, you've come back into the commentary box. Hannah Miley doing Hannah Miley.
Oh, it's pretty special. She's been around for years, but she keeps performing. It's great to see. I know she just missed out on the time she wanted there, but it's, she's still there. She's still pushing the boundaries, and she always will be. And a lot of people can learn a lot from Hannah. She's a great swimmer with, not the height on her side, but the skill set to really perform at the highest level, and we've seen it over the years, and we're continuing to do so.
I said right at the beginning of the programme, actually, 6th Beijing, 5th London, 4th Rio. No wonder she's going for Tokyo because, well, in theory, you should be on side the podium next time.
Well, I thought exactly the same thing, and in Beijing and London, I've got an 8th, a 7th, a 6th, a 5th and a 4th, and I wish I could go to Tokyo and bring on the 50s, but I had to hang up my trunks last year, and it's all about these guys today.
It is. This is our junior 100 breaststroke final, looking to the future. Only a few years ago, the man that stood aloft in Rio with a gold medal around his neck, Adam Peaty, was part of these sort of things. He was the one coming through. Now we're looking for the next one. Who is going to be the next one? Here in the junior final, Callum Smart. Well, I said right in the beginning, he'd have to swim very smart from lane 8 to get a victory. He's done just that.
And he certainly did. It's all about, it's not about that lane. It's about being there and pushing the boundaries. An outside smoker today, and he did a great job.
He was flying. Callum Smart, 103.01. Just short of being 4/10 quicker than anybody else. McFadden of Wickham District picking up 2nd, and then Harry Devlin of York City, 103.82. Only 3 outside of the 104 there. So good competitive swimming all round.
Yeah, a very close field, and that's what it's about. I know the guys like Adam Peaty, Russ Murdoch, Craig Benson, all those guys have inspired people, and we're seeing it now. The depth is absolutely brilliant, and we're going to see that in the next final too.
I always find the world of swimming and sport it's a strange one. You spend ages thinking, right, the British Swimming Champions are coming up, the British Swimming Champions are coming up, and you get to day one, it's over. We're penultimate race already. Day one is nearly gone. You know, some of these swimmers will have been waiting 5, 6, 7 months to try and get that. They've got that time. They know they're here. And all of a sudden, the first day's gone. You blink.
It's always the way. It's always the way. Time flies when you're having fun, eh?
Right up here in the commentary box of Ponsford International Sports Centre. Welcome. If you're only just tuning in, maybe you've decided you've got one individual tonight that you really wanted to tune into. So big thank you for joining us nonetheless. An opportunity for some of British talent to showcase what they've got. But of course, some of the youngsters have had the chance to do it as well. William Ritchie of Preston. This is our target Tokyo final. Preston have got William Ritchie in 1. Robert Lancaster of Loughborough University goes in lane 2. Then it's Luke Davies of Bath University in 3. 4th lane belongs to Edward Baxter, also of Loughborough University. The headphones are on. Wonder what he's listening to. Coming up after that, it's Dominic Polling. Dominic Polling in 5. 6, Kieran Preston, Edinburgh University. 7, Zach Aitchison of Millfield. And then Benedict Tortolano of Stirling Swim goes in lane number 8. Again, the noise dropping here inside Ponds Forge, and those 8 swimmers with a chance to really impress the selectors. And don't let us forget that a chance to go to Israel or Hungary or Indianapolis is wide open for some of these guys. The World Juniors taking place in Indianapolis, the European Juniors in Israel, and the European Youth Olympic Festival in Győr in Hungary a little bit later on. And they're big experiences for these youngsters to go and do to prepare them for the next stage.
Massively. It's all about those miniature stepping stones, and they're pretty big deals, and they're all looking for that major meet for this summer. If they swim fast, anything can happen, and it's absolutely brilliant.
It's a chance to get themselves, well, there's lots of planes leaving Great Britain this year, going in various destinations, taking some wonderfully talented swimmers of varying ages around. So they're all vying to be wearing that British tracksuit. They're all vying to be wearing that British cap. And these two here going great guns. This is Davies and Baxter, and there's not a great deal to call between them here.
It's head-to-head going into the last 10 metres.
Into the final 5 then, and just, I think Baxter will hold on, and he does. 101.94, 6 100ths of a second between the two of them. Well, over these last few years, I can absolutely categorically tell you, some of the junior and target Tokyo finals have been sensational, really hard fought, and as we say, they're all out to impress, and why not?
Coming down to the wire, and that's what it's all about. You know, you can win or lose by 100th of a second in our sport, and we're seeing it tonight. But it's all about getting those skills right. You know, we're coming into that last 5. It was all about seeing that wall, touching that wall, and getting there first. And, you know, Baxter did it tonight.
So, downstairs we go.
There you have it. We are now up to our final race of the night. It is the men's senior 100-meter breaststroke final. Adam Peaty is, of course, competing in this race. Now, I believe we've got a video that's going to show you a little bit about the skill that this boy has, and one of the reasons he is the best in the world at this event. He has the turn, so you can see in this video he is pretty much level, and as he hits that turn, he really has that power that just pushes him way out in front of the rest of the field. It's fantastic to see. It's the final race of the night. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. It's the men's 100-meter backstroke final.
Well, John Mason is excited. Liam Tancock's excited. I'm excited. And we just had that man, Adam Peaty's name read out here. Calmness personified. We'll talk about everybody as they come out, and this man deserves some praise as well. Liam Ross Murdoch, he's a battler.
Oh, he's done some pretty special things, you know, a world medalist in his time, and you know, we're going to see a great race tonight. Obviously, Craig Benson here as well. It's going to be a very tough field. It's not just about the one man in the middle, Peaty. It's about the full field here tonight. Let's see a great race.
So Craig Benson of University of Stirling, he comes out in 3. Charlie Atwood in 6. Again, Another of those starting to progress through those youth ages, coming into the senior events here. Another big hitter in this one, Andrew Willis, another that knows all about how to get there onto the big stage. And he's going to settle for lane 2. James Wilby out in lane number 7, representing Loughborough University as well. He's gone for the black Loughborough University cap as opposed to the purple one. Lawrence Palmer, perhaps put the most non-recognisable name on the 8, but he'll want to go for it. He's in a final. He's in a senior final with some big guns alongside him. Go for it. Why not? On the other side, David Murphy, City of Oxford. A huge cheer from a section of the crowd for David Murphy. Obviously, a very popular man from the City of Oxford swimming team. So, Adam Peaty, Liam's just said to me, did he hold anything back this morning? And the problem is you have to go, yeah, he did probably hold something back, yet he still did. 58-56.
That's pretty special, isn't it? You see this guy in training, you see him at the world stage, you know, racing the best guys and coming out on top. We saw him last year in Rio. Let's see what he does today.
The buzz around Britain, around swimming, 6 medals from Rio, and the golds that man helped to win and helped to take home for his team. And it's certainly given the excitement back, and people are here. You know, these are good crowds on the opening day of a British Swimming Championship on a Tuesday, the day after a bank holiday as well, and they are out to see some decent swimming, and the noise levels in here are going to start to pick up with every powerful stroke that he can deliver.
Oh, when he gets up and going, he's fantastic. It wasn't a great start from Petey there, but as soon as he got into that rhythm, he's away. See that strength in his upper body pushing through there.
Qualification standard time, 59.01. He's done it once already. He did that in the heat. Doesn't count. Have to win your event. You have to be inside the time. World record, if you want to know, and a British record, 57.13. That momentous performance in Rio from the man here in lane 4. You can see him coming towards your screen just then, and he is absolutely moving the water from side to side. It is just disappearing in front of him. He can barely be running into the wall here. 5 to go. 59.01 is what he wants. At the wall, Petey, 57.79.
What a race. You know, that guy's unstoppable. As I said, he didn't have a great start. I think there's loads of, you know, room to improve there, but when you go 57.7, that's pretty impressive.
Inside the 59.01. In fact, he's not inside. You're actually looking back for 59.01 with binoculars. He's well inside it. No, never in doubt.
No, it was absolutely brilliant. You watch that turn. He had a cracking turn there, and that was what it was all about. You know, a great first 50 and brought it home too.
Well, Ross Murdoch finds himself in the silver medal position as he did in London, as he did in Glasgow. Petey gets the hat-trick. James Wilby at bronze last time out. Bronze in London as well. He gets a hat-trick of bronzes. Murdoch gets a hat-trick of silvers. And that man just there on your screen is the British champion for a 3rd time in succession. World champion, European, Commonwealth, Olympic. He's just collecting them.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? But this is just the start of his journey. This is a new year. What's going to happen in the summer? You know, it's a big time. Budapest, it's going to be a great race, and he's going to be, you know, fighting against the best guys in the world. This was just a stepping stone, and what a stepping stone it was.
So Adam Peaty takes it 57.79 inside the first place qualification time, and we'll be going down to hear just what he has got to say about that.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the man himself. It's Adam Peaty. Congratulations, new British champion. Woo! Lots of fans in the audience. Now, Adam, I can tell you, you are the first athlete at this competition to make the qualification time. You will be heading to Budapest. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I come here to get the job done, get off and get back to training. So, you know, I did that. I hopefully put a good race up for the crowd. And you know, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for coming to support. You know, it means so much, especially in that raw down that last 25.
Absolutely. Now, look, mate, you are obviously British champion. It's the first time competing on home soil after such an epic year last year. What does it feel like to be back on UK soil?
I don't know. I mean, I was quite nervous. I don't know why, but you know, I need nerves to get me going. So, you know, I love the arena I race in, and I love the crowd. And you know, at the end of the day, it's a race is a race.
Good look, you did everyone proud. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Peaty!
Well, he's good in the water. Sometimes maybe not so good on his 2 feet. I'll get Liam to chuck his headset back on, actually. He's just growing as a character, isn't he? We're going to go to the medal ceremonies in a moment. So a very quick last word from you. He's just growing.
He is, and he's getting more and more confident. You know, he's understanding what it's about to be the best in the world. You know, pushing the boundaries. He's great with the crowd, he's great with the media, and that's what British swimmer needed. We needed that personality to stand out. You know, he's performed at the top level, and he's a great ambassador for the sport.
Excellent stuff. There is what it's all about at this event. The gold medal being carried out on the pillow, and well, a big thank you once again to Liam. I'll let you get off there. You've done some graft here in the commentary box. These ladies on your screen did the hard work in the water, so they have earned their medals that they're about to receive. And we talked about that a little bit earlier. Anna Miley, Smiley Miley, for obvious reasons. And you always see him at these events, he swims absolutely everything, it seems sometimes. You go to some of the national events and she seems to be in virtually every race there as well. Hard worker, hard grafter, and she gets the rewards and the benefits of that. Abby Wood of Loughborough University picking up that bronze medal in 4:37.25. That's the lady in the red t-shirt on the right-hand side. Well, Amy Wilmot, training at the London Aquatic Centre. Seems to be enjoying her life down there. And what a glorious pool to be able to train in day in, day out. I'm sure that is as well. And well, Anna Miley, 4:34.12, just outside that qualification time, which was set at 4:34.08. James Goddard during commentary had his thumbs up down the final 25. He just absolutely thought it was nailed on, and in those last few meters it just got away from her. 4:34.12 for Hannah Miley in that women's 400 meters individual medley. So there you go, Abby Wood, Amy Wilmot and Hannah Miley. So those ladies make their way off, and well, maybe the world's media has had a little chat with Adam Peaty already. I'm sure they've tried to grab him, but he has to go back and get ready for the ceremonies as much as the world's press will want to talk to him. I'm sure all of those interviews will be brought to you from various mediums a little bit later on in the evening. Of course, British Swimming's very own website for all the information you could possibly want, swimming.org, and all the interviews with the big athletes after their races coming up as well. So we'll be welcoming those gentlemen for the men's 100-meter breaststroke action in a little while. A quick look at day number 2. Got 100-meter backstroke action for the women to kick us off tomorrow. We've got the men's 200 meters butterfly, women's 200-meter breaststroke, men's 100 backstroke, and then we've got the women's 800-meter freestyle heats to come in a sort of mid-session time as well. The fastest heat swum in the evening session. So out they come. Again, you hear the crowd, they've really taken to him. Really, really enjoying this young man's performances. Event after event after event. A new club, same coach, he and Mel Marshall moving over to Loughborough, but the same results coming through. James Wilby, it's a hat-trick of medals in exactly the same colour for all three of these gentlemen, as we mentioned towards the end. Wilby with the bronze from Loughborough. He's got a good new training partner, hasn't he, in Adam Peaty. Ross Murdoch, University of Stirling, a winner twice of the gold in this event in 2013 and 14. But here he comes, Adam Peaty, the roar from the crowd. Arms bigger than some of the stanchions holding this big place up. And he puts them right around the guys that pushed him all the way. But, well, how do you solve a problem like Adam Peaty? The rest of the world asks it as well. The two men either side couldn't find the answer. And Adam Peaty continues to wear gold around his neck. Not just on international soil, but right here at home at the British Swimming Championships of 2017. He smiles again. He holds the gold again. And we hold our breath again to see what he can do next time. The bottom of your screen will be Murdoch Peaty, exact as it was in 2016, exact as it was in 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching us, whether it be on the stream or whether it be to our BBC viewers as well. Thank you very much for tuning in to us. Be back with us tomorrow morning at 9:55. We will have lots more action to come from myself, Alan Martin, from all of us at British Swimming. Goodbye.